Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Here's Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that takes the lead in today's edition for Monday, 16th September 2024, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. Jamaica deploys troops to Haiti in peacekeeping mission. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. The Wholeness Administration in Jamaica is honoring its commitment to global peacekeeping with a new deployment of security forces which departed for Haiti late last week. CVM's Ramon Gordon brings you the latest on how Jamaica has been joining the multinational task force to combat gang violence and support the restoration of peace in the troubled nation.
The Jamaican government is making good on its commitment to help restore peace in gang-run Haiti. Pursuant to a prior commitment by the Wholeness Administration in August last year, the island security forces are readying to send 24 of its own to join the multinational task force led by Kenya.
Today we announce that Jamaica will begin its participation in the multinational security support mission with the deployment of 24 personnel to Haiti to provide command, planning, and logistics support. The deployment is comprised of 20 JDF personnel and 4 JCF personnel. The security forces continue in a state of readiness to support further deployment towards our overall commitment as the mission in Haiti is scaled up.
In January last year, the government indicated its willingness to participate in the mission to help restore peace and install a new Haitian government. The Jamaican government was the first to commit troops, emphasizing that any mission must have the support of the Haitian people and be backed by adequate resources. Last February, following a CARICOM visit to Haiti, Jamaica, with Canada's support, agreed to host and train members of the Haitian National Police Force.
Jamaica also has a national security interest. Here in Jamaica, we see the growing entrenchment of gangs who organize the production of armed violence with a view to economic gain, spreading terror in communities and weakening the state's guarantee to citizens' security. The threat is at a level in the region where gangs and organized armed violence they produce is a threat to the very state.
Haiti is now under the leadership of a transitional council as gang violence grips the nation. In March, the UN revealed that gangs had seized control of over 80% of the country's capital. Jamaica had previously committed 200 troops to the efforts.
None of the countries that have made commitments have deployed all at once. It's not practical. It's not possible. Preparations have to be made in the host country, and so as those preparations are made, then and the possibility of scaling up happens, then we will, on our side, fulfill all our commitments. So this is a start to what we intend to do. And as the situation in Haiti is prepared for our presence, we will deploy.
Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
Parliament's lower house in Antigua and Barbuda has passed the new anti-gang bill, one of the pieces of legislation in response to an uptick in violent crime. ABS's Garfield Burford reports.
Independent Member of Parliament for St. Peter, Honourable Asset Michael, made his contribution on Friday as the debate on the anti-gang legislation continued. He said he proudly supports the bill, though not in its entirety. He commended the government for bringing the legislation to Parliament and for its tough stance against crime. MP Michael praised the Prime Minister for his recent meetings with the gangs.
I support your efforts, sir, wholeheartedly. I see your efforts as noble. I see them as fearlessly, and I applaud your fearless approach to cracking down on crime in this country.
He also wants to see more done to address the root causes of crime and calls for a holistic approach to tackling the problem. And Mr. Michael suggests a national youth guard could be established and that these young people could be part of disaster preparedness efforts. As he concluded the debate on the legislation, Attorney General and Public Safety Minister Honourable Frederick Benjamin praised the contributions to the debate.
We are all united against crime. We are all united against anti-gang. Crime knows no color, creed, party. Crime applies to all of us, so let's get together.
When the bill was brought to the committee stage for clause-by-clause examination, members clamoured for tougher sentences to send a strong message to gangsters.
The people who are recruiting gang members, especially the fact they're recruiting children, the penalty should be more severe. It should be more than 5 years.
The 5 years is for summary conviction, and it's 10 years for an indictment, a conviction in the High Court. But if it's a child that is involved, we've increased it from 10 years to 15 years.
It should be 20.
That should be the serious, the most severe penalty. People who are recruiting,
correct.
They're the ones who are recruiting the children. 15 years. If you make a mistake and go to a school and recruit a child, 15 years minimum.
The bill was passed with several amendments reflecting a consensus across the aisle for tough measures to curb gangland violence.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick, in association with our friends at
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Meanwhile, Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister Gaston Brown says criminal elements are on the retreat, as he praises the robust response of members of the security forces to the uptick in violent crimes. He was addressing members of the Antigua and Barbuda Defence Force during a recent dinner. ABS's Terry Andrew reports.
For the past several months, business owners have been left shocked by brazen robberies being carried out by gun-wielding bandits across this country. Prime Minister Brown addressed the hierarchy of the Defence Force and soldiers on Sunday at the mess dinner. He commends their strategic planning, which, he said, has forced criminals to retreat.
We are seeing a retreat of the criminal elements who would have literally heightened their activities during the past 7 weeks. And it's as a result of the, let's say, heightened activity of law enforcement, or a response to that, not really very strong response to these criminal elements, to their set, they are now on the retreat. And I hope they will stay on the retreat.
The Prime Minister noted the law enforcers needed to make a stand, since citizens and residents have been uneasy for quite some time.
It's important for us to place them on the retreat, because we cannot continue to ruin our people and our country in an atmosphere of instability. So the safety and security of people is absolutely important. It is quintessential. And that makes law enforcement agencies like the Antigua and Barbuda Defence Force extremely important.
The Prime Minister lauded all the agencies that have been coordinating to tackle crime in this country.
I'm very pleased with the level of collaboration and coordination that is taking place among various agencies, to include the PDA and police as well as CCHT, which is a requirement to ensure that we can effectively fight those involved in crime and violence and those who are involved in narco trafficking.
The head of government reiterates the government's support to law enforcers in fighting criminal elements by purchasing more drones, guns, and ammunition to aid them in crime fighting.
News out of Venezuela indicate that 2 people from Spain and 1 Czech citizen were also arrested in the aftermath of the elections that saw mass protest against Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro.
The government says that it has seized 400 U.S. rifles and arrested foreigners, including 3 Americans. 2 people from Spain and 1 Czech citizen were also arrested. Venezuela's interior minister is claiming they were linked to an alleged plot to destabilize the country. One was identified as an American Navy sailor who was detained earlier this month while visiting on personal travel. A State Department spokesman tells CBS News that the Biden administration knows of the arrest and was, quote, aware of unconfirmed reports with regard to the others arrested.
At the inaugural meeting of the Joint Council of Ministers in St. Kitts and Nevis, OECS Director General Dr. Didacus Jules emphasized the critical issue of incomplete national censuses in several OECS member states. Miriam Montour of the DBS News World brings us that story.
Speaking at the opening ceremony, Dr. Didacus Jules, OECS Director General, said the theme of this year's meeting, regional development and sustainability through quality education and social empowerment, was not only timely, but spoke to the shared mission of improving the quality of life for every citizen of the OECS. Dr. Didacus Jules says that education has the power to shape futures, but the current systems face challenges like outdated curricula, limited resources, and threats from climate change and economic shifts. However, he says these challenges are also opportunities for innovation and transformation.
We must reimagine education as a tool for resilience, preparing our students not just for the jobs of today, but to become the shapers of their conscious destiny and not be the victims of a cruel world. It is not just about the jobs of today, but about the challenges of tomorrow. Our ongoing efforts in the OECS to build a digital learning ecosystem are a powerful step towards this. We are not merely modernizing our schools and seeking to make schools cool. We are safeguarding the future of our children.
Likewise, Dr. Jules says resilience is also needed in the health systems. He says that the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic showed that the strength of health systems is directly tied to the well-being of communities.
Social empowerment is the glue that binds these efforts together. We cannot speak of progress without addressing the inequalities that divide us. When we empower every individual to fully participate in social, economic, and political life, we create a society where opportunity is not a privilege, but a right. And this empowerment is the foundation of sustainable human development. And it requires a multifaceted approach, strong legislation, active participation from all stakeholders, and a regional commitment to inclusivity.
Additionally, Dr. Jules says accurate data is crucial for social empowerment. He says that the country poverty assessment, CPA, and census data are essential for measuring progress towards Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, monitoring social programs, ensuring governance accountability, and identifying and supporting families in need. With this in mind, Dr. Jules says several OECS member states have yet to complete their national census.
Several of our member states are yet to complete their national census, delayed in part by the challenges of COVID-19. This census data is the backbone of policy making, reflecting the realities of our populations and ensuring that resource allocation is equitable and effective.
The Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, OECS 9th Council of Ministers, Health, Human and Social Development and Education meetings is being held in St. Kitts. Ministers from Education, Health and Social Development hope to collaborate to create integrated policies that enhance citizen well-being and empowerment. For the DBS News World, Miriam Montour reporting.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family, yes we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.